Good morning, traders. I got a little spanking trying to get into this move. Down $600. But I think the real move is coming when we go fill that gap we created this morning to the upside. Maybe wrong. But I would like to see this relative equal low on the daily chart get taken. I could be playing this range, I suppose. And I think we're going to take this, but I could be wrong. But ideally, I'd like to see us take this and then put up a nice reversal pattern, and the real money be going right back up where we came from. I think settlement is in play because we still have that gap up there that we left yesterday. So I think we could fill this and then we could see some really good price action. Fingers crossed. I can't take much more loss. I'm in a follower account. There we go. Push. Let's go. Push this time. Get all the way down there. That's about 75% of it. I just want to see it blow on through. 25.2 is a possibility too. We could go all the way down there. And that's 75% of the gap. We came down here in Asia the other night and created the daily low. I can show it to you. So there's our relative equal lows on the daily chart right there. And this is the regular trading hour low here. Right now we're going back up to the 50. I've gotten spanked so bad I kind of want to add, but I'm too scared to. So if we put quadrants on this thing, we just went to 75%, now we're back to 50. And then we should push on through eventually. But we could go all the way back up here to 75, which would be pretty close to my entry. But you see how that works those quadrants? Push through this time. There we go. Push on through. New low. I hope we can just get on through 300 without slowing down. Go ahead and fill that gap right away. I'd like to see it do it on one big candle. Left a volume imbalance right there. Oh, it didn't. Left one right there. Revisited. Let's work that lower quadrant here. My goodness. I'm about to take this thing off. I can't believe my eyeballs. I'm ready to kill this trade. If it doesn't push through round number here, I'm taking it off. I'm not taking another one of those trips back to 50. I'll get my money somewhere else. Back to that 75. Can we ever get to the bottom of this son of a gun? I'm telling you what, this is torture. I'm not taking it back up there. Son of a gun. Yeah, I'm not taking it back up there. Should have killed it at round number. I always tell myself, always kill it at round number. You can get back in somewhere else. And I should have killed it at round number. I was up $1,100 freaking dollars. Oh, God bless America. I'm going to get out. I guess I really don't know where it's going to reverse. 50. Can we push through? I think it's going to take this high, possibly that high, but I may be wrong. In which case I'll miss the move down again. Yeah, looks like I'm going to miss it again. Maybe we'll continue to dance between these two quadrants. I think we need to take these for sure. But maybe we leave them for later. That'd be okay too. I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to take a long. Nope. No way. Not here. Not yet. If it takes this low, hopefully this low, then I will take a long. Since I didn't kill it when it was down here. I didn't make as much money on this trade as I should have. Really upset with myself on that. And because I tried to get in on this move, with 5 micros from the outset, I ended up losing $600 freaking dollars before this trade ever began. It may be leaving this liquidity for later. That just makes sense that it would go there though. And then continue down if we're continuing down. Who's sneaking around out there, corn dog? Man, we've been hung up here a long time. We're coming up on the London close. Well, we're in 20 minutes from London close. So it's basically their last 30 minutes of the day. So this thing's going to do something. Working those quadrants still. I could see it pushing on through. Or I could see it going back up there. That's a volume imbalance right here. I'm going to go ahead and try to get filled there. I don't know why I have this line over here on MNQ, but I do. I might, I'm going to just keep a big stop here. It might go on up there and take this. But if we're going to push down here in the last 30 minutes of London, then I need to be in on a small position at least. I'm not going to put any size on other than that. Let's break this. It's been in this little range for freaking ever. 30 minutes dancing right here. Let's work this quadrant for a minute. According to that 15-minute candle, we took that high right there when we pushed up. So if we're looking at it from a higher time frame situation, we should push down from here. I would like to see it take those lows before London MOC. If we take those highs right there first, then we probably will trade down to 25.2. I would like to see it leave them as a target for when we take this or this. This would be my turtle trade, and it may be touch it and go straight back up, but I'm hoping it's when this breaks, it breaks hard and takes all this out in one big candle, and it'll pick that one up on the way down. It's gonna break eventually. There it goes. Keep going now. Keep pushing. We don't need to go back up. Keep pushing. It could not come back up to that quadrant again. But I think we're good. If it does get back up there, I'll add one more. It didn't push like I thought it would. I thought it would just race through all of that stuff. So I may end up taking this back off. Because it did this in the first 30 minutes of the day and took a 100-point run. Because this is technically a higher low. How am I $100 in the hole already? Yeah, I'm taking this sucker off. It's like I'm trading minis over here. It's going to work that quadrant again. Son of a gun. Yep, I got to get out. Or I can just endure this. You're gonna come right back up again. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Everything's been such high resistance. I'm gonna try to get in right there at the top of that wick at 304. We'll probably work back up here, but if it's gonna flush, it might take that wick and flush. May just flush without taking that wick. My neighbor's got his race car fired up. Fill me, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. There we go. Back to 75. Back to the quadrant line. Perhaps. I'm going to give it an opportunity to push on through, but I don't think it will. But we have been awfully bearish. I'm going to give it an opportunity to go all the way down here. I think we fill the gap and we turn back up the other direction. But so I may not give it an opportunity to flush. That may be all it wants. Back to round number. That's not terribly alarming, but any higher than that could be alarming. London close in 2 minutes. There's that London MOC coming into play. We could rip higher here. I think I'm going to take it off. Back to the quadrant again. I'm going to go to the halfway quadrant. Looks like it. Son of a gun. How many times have I watched a position do this in the last 20 minutes? If it doesn't blow through that quadrant, I got to kill this thing because it's going to that one. And we're validating a breaker right now, right there, and we didn't take that daily low. We're gonna triple up on them, I guess. We filled it in, the fair value gap anyway. These are giant candles. I mean, it's a 1 minute candle, but for the love of Pete, 35 points. That's how 4 micros is getting me in a pinch in a hurry. We're going to the freaking moon here. We're going to leave the daily lows and go to the moon. That's what's going to happen here. My neighbor sure does like to rev up his race car. I get in at 305. 304. With all these 50-point pushes to the moon, I get in at 304. Not the smartest move, Potter. Now I'm like, well, maybe I should just try for a better entry. I'm leaving all these $100 bills on the table right here. But as soon as I kill it, at break even or close to it, then it'll rip. London is done. They're closed. The MOC is over. We should continue where we were headed before all that transpired. But when? I am taking my profit right here. 100% gap fill. I'm taking my profit. No, I'm going to take it at the lows. I'm going to take it right there at 76. 74. We'll let it go by 2 points. There we go. Thank you for finally going. And now you're going to go to the 200, and I'm going to catch your butt on the way back up. That was painful, guys. Painful. Jiminy Christmas. Look at that. We spent an hour there. Dadgummit. Go take that low, and let's go fill the gap up top. What other lower hanging fruit do we have? It's after 11. We haven't reversed. Yeah, I don't want that one. This could be our pivot point, or we could take that one. I would like to take this one. I'm going to look at this one. 4 hour. This is regular trading hours, so that's good. So we left this little gap up here today. We made no attempt to fill it, and we were only a few points away. Now we filled that gap. If there was a candle there, this would be a fair value gap that we just dipped into, but we have this one right here. That's where I think we're going to take that and possibly go higher. If we can invert this daily low, like maybe if I just try to sell one there, leave it like as a runner, and we do push here, I mean, that'll be another $150, $140. Let's see, that's at 206. Let's try it. Worst case scenario, we lose 50 bucks. Maybe I should play a 1 minute range here. Oh boy, here we go. Gonna do the dance for a little while. I'll put on 2 if we can get up above that high. Pushed all the way down to 40. Yeah, this should go. We could work all the way, just continue down. It's after 11. We may not go back up. I'm going to try to get this one in at 60. Pushing through. The volume imbalance right there at 54. I'll try at 54. All right, now we got a double on. Now we go to the moon. Right? We don't want that regular trading hour 4-hour low down there at all. I'm being sarcastic. I hope we don't go to the moon. But usually when I add to a position, that's when we go to the moon. I thought, well, we dipped below 50, we're going to stay below 50, but did we? Nope. We made a higher low. Went back to the bottom of the gap, kind of treating it like resistance there. I'm going to just put this right there. I don't want to lose any money on this position. And I really don't want to sit here and watch it consolidate for another hour and a freaking half. So if it stops me out, I'll just leave it alone a while. Maybe put my entry up there at round number or something. Flush, you dirty rotten scoundrel. Yep, it's going back. There we go. Can you keep going down there and get me some money? Yes, there you go. Now we're cooking. Just go take it. Just go take it and let's put up a reversal pattern. We don't need to go back up there. We have no business back in that consolidation. You high resistance son of a gun. Look at that. 30-point rip back up to the upside. For what? It's going to stop me out at $6 freaking dollars. Guaranteed. That is such a trash high resistance move. Look at that crap. 40-point rip back to the upside. And where are we going? Right here. Guaranteed. We're going right there. But they got to steal everybody's money first. I'm not even going to mess with it. Until it takes this, I'm not even going to mess with it. Maybe I will mess with it. I kind of want to get in right there at that blue line. Or possibly up here. Because I think that's where we're headed. That would be, even with 1 micro, if we push, and I believe we will, if I could get in at that blue line, 1 micro would pay me $140. If I just stick to 1 micro. It's at 68. We'll try it. That went back to 50. I don't hate 50 for getting back in. It's a psych level. That's 15-minute candle high, but this one just started. I like 68 better. I'll try it at 50. That'll be $100 if it gets back there. It'll be the top of that wick right there. Watch, it's going to go that blue line as soon as it fills me. You sorry, no good son of a gun. Didn't take that high. Can y'all hear my neighbor's race car back there? Thank you, Jamie Sagrado, for your comment. Yeah, it keeps me a little bit more accountable if I do the live. I screwed up and got $600 in the hole trying to catch this down move. I actually was in a position pre-market, okay? When it started falling out of bed pre-market, I was in a position from around 720, top of the end log, when we pushed down through there. And I was up $200 on it. And here we're coming up, we were about to open, and I got a little freaked out, and I was like, I had my stop to where I was not going to lose any money on it, but I'd lost $100 on a trade prior to that. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take it off. Market opens and falls straight out of bed. I tried to get involved here, and it ripped back up. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was painful. No, I ended up selling short here and rode this one down to this consolidation, and I finally killed it. I got my money back, but now I'm just working on getting some profit for the day. If I could get this number to 3,000, I will take a payout because I'm eligible. I've had this XFA for 6 weeks now. If I can get this to another $1,000, and I think when we take that low, I think we're going to see some upside. It's just doing this last little dance here. But when we take this low, it's very possible that we could reverse and go fill that gap that we were looking at the open. And so that's kind of what I'm really, really wanting to happen. So right about 200 is where this line is, 205. I'm going to put it at 204 and a half. Now it's going to go the blue line. That's what always happens. I think, oh, we're only going to pull back to 50, and then we pull back to round number and get me at $200 in the hole. We made a higher low there. I've got my stop at an account saving level, not at a good level for risk management. But because we're seeing all these big, huge candles, I don't want to keep it 25 points away. I think I have it like 200 points away. But I'm using my mouse as my stop. There it went, all the way back up to that blue line. Son of a gun. Could have had a much better entry. So we did make a higher low, and we are validating a breaker to the upside. Just in time for me to get into another short. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to add one more if we can get above that red candle. But I don't believe for 1 second we're leaving this alone. That's a wick test on a 15-minute. There it is. One more. I couldn't agree more, Jamie. Back in May is when I really started seeing a big difference in my trading, and I was not controlling my emotions, but I was seeing my setups in real time. I mean, this could technically be a push back down to the breaker. Should be a purple guy, but I don't think we're going to go much higher here. I could take it as an opportunity to get out of this position, because we did come back down and touch, but we also have no fair value gap above the breaker, so it's not technically not validated. But we could go much higher here. That's what the market likes to do. Get really close to a level it wants to take, and then go take everybody's stops. It's been hoping it would get there, and then go. And that can be very frustrating. That day where we just fell out of bed, but we were doing all these high resistance rip up, 30, 40, 50 points, and then right back the direction we were headed. All day long we did that. And I got in trouble on that day. I think I lost $700. And then right at the end of the day, things kind of calmed down a little bit, and I was able to make 300 of it back. But I don't need to be getting down that far. And I took 103 freaking trades that day. That was way emotional trading. And that's where I still struggle with, is controlling my emotions. And my goal with this account when I got it, because I want to put on a mini and I want to make $5,000 in a move, but my goal with this account is just keep it small, take it slow. Eventually, if I get this number up to $10,000, then I could put on a mini and I'd be okay. But not when it's, when you have to have a $500 stop loss or a $1,000 stop loss on a day like today. I can't put on that kind of risk. So the whole focus of this XFA is controlling my risk and taking good setups as well. But the days when I really do badly, I have a DLL in place, which I moved it today because I got down $600. I moved it to 1,000, but normally it's $400. But I knew this move was happening, and I wasn't going to get stopped out of it because I knew I could catch it eventually. And then the way I did it was I scaled in. I started with 1 micro and then added on these pullbacks. I think I started with 1 here, There it went. All right, we're up 800 bucks. We just got poked. All right, now this is where I want to watch for a reversal pattern. I don't think we're just going to poke it by a tick. I think we'll probably get through it. So right now, the last up close candle before the run on liquidity is way up here. So I would like to see this one, another push down, and that be our breaker, because I want to get in at the bottom if we are going to continue up, if we are going to reverse here. But that's poking into that fair value gap right here. We could trade down into it. We could come take these. We need to mark them. Since we already got all the way down here, I didn't even have them marked. Oops, that one can go away. And we need one more. Right there. But this one's lower than that one, and it took that one out, so I don't really know that we'll get down that far, but we could definitely work into this fair value gap here. And I'm just going to put quadrants on it just to see, I'm actually working off of that wick right there, and then there's a tiny little wick at the bottom of this one. It's our 4-hour low that we just took. I've been moving my lines a little bit off of the bottom because we've gone down and we've left it so many times. But that would be our fair value gap right there. And so if we work into it, I wouldn't expect, I'm going to lock it there and then adjust it with the coordinates. I wouldn't expect us to go past the halfway point if we're going to remain bullish on this move down. If we are going to have a reversal, I wouldn't want it to go past here. That didn't move it far enough, did it? That filled it up. Okay. It looks like we're putting up a reversal. Okay, so potential breaker now is here if we make a new low, but right now I would be really surprised if we don't make a new low, because it's not a breaker right now. Right now, this one's the breaker. We got plenty of room. If that one wants to be the breaker, I'll let it. But we're only going to poke that by a tick. It's not much. I don't even know that we really poked it because I didn't have my line dead on it. Let's go back to the 4-hour and let's just look at where it is. The low is 204.75, and the low of this one, yeah, we got it. 201.25. So we didn't even hit round number there. This could be it, but I doubt it. I think we're going to go one more push down, maybe into this. But like I always say, the market don't care what I think. Have you traded Take Profit Trader or any other prop firms? No, I haven't. TopStep's the only one I've ever worked with. I did look into it. I had a combine situation where the dashboard didn't register, and I was a little upset. And I did look into other prop firms, but I still think TopStep's the best game in town. I really like this platform, and I'm not going to pay TradingView $200 a month to use their platform. To me, this is a good platform. they have had some issues, and they are they have growing pains because they're new. No one else has their own platform. They're using some of the other platform and linking it to their system. And so when you are a pioneer in the industry like they are, you're going to have some bugs you got to work through. And I've gotten quite a few bugs, and we had the AWS day. That was all nationwide. It had nothing to do with TopStep, but they sent everybody free resets, even though it wasn't their fault. Anytime they have any platform issues, they usually make it right. Now, I did have an issue with that combine where I had traded it the first day and got it down like $1,500, and then made $2,500 2 days in a row, and that got me up to passing. And they said, no, you gotta make more. Well, the second day when I made the 2,500, it was during Asia session, and it didn't register it. It only registered $100 of it on that new dashboard. So I had to make another 2,500 to pass. I ended up making $7,500 to pass that combine, but I did it. And I think it's actually this one right here, this XFA that I'm trading now. I can't remember for sure because I've had so many since May. I think I've passed like 20 of those things. And I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Adam. I put a post on a while back about needing a trading buddy, and we ended up exchanging phone numbers, and we visit every day. But he just passed. I think he did more than one. I think he did a whole group of them. He's doing Apex and TopStep, and he passed his combines today. Two day pass, which it's possible to do a 2 day pass with leverage. It's also possible to blow it up with that leverage. So I'm trying to train myself to take it slow, because when it comes down to it, this is a $2,000 account, and I make a lot of mistakes, so I can't very well. This to me looks like it could be a reversal pattern on a 15-second chart, but I really would like to see us double tap that low, or at least we tried to come down, we made a higher low, but even on the 15-second chart, our breaker's still in the same spot. And we're not leaving town, that's for sure. But if we did push up above there, I would go ahead and take a long there. I would like to see it push down again, but I'll take what I can get. I feel like we need to work into this a little bit more than, and not even touch round number. But I do like the fact that we pushed up here, we respected it, but we're not leaving town. And that's the part I don't like. So double tapping those lows, I think that's a real high possibility. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Adam is just trying to get 20 Apex funded. But he's a really good trader, really good guy, and we're all learning together on this. This isn't me showing you what to do. I'm learning still, and the last XFA that I blew up, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, I think that's just the way it is, the way it's supposed to be. You're going to have good days, bad days. I said, no, professional traders don't blow up their account every freaking week. They don't. So I've got to figure out a way to stop blowing up my accounts. For this, what I'm doing, Jamie, Jamie, or Jaime, however you say it. For what I'm doing, the one I watched first was called One Setup for Life, and also Silver Bullet. I can pull them up on here, I think. Let's see. There's your subs. Manage. Where is he? Tanya Trade's good too. Where's ICT? I must have missed him. There he is. Inner Circle Trader. Okay. Videos. It would be easier for me just to link it in this description. I'm going to search here. Silver Bullet. There it is. So I can put a link. Well, I don't know if it'll let me put a link. I can do it in the chat, perhaps. Let's see. Share. Copy link. I'm going to try to post it right here in the chat. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, so there's one. And then the other one would be one set up for life. I think I typed that correctly. One trading setup for life. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just save these in your YouTube watch later list. That's what I had. That's what I did, and then I just go back and watch them over and over and over again. I found this guy in April of 2024, and these two videos was something that I was like, okay, I'm not going to remember all 80 of his PD arrays, but I can remember this, and they're real similar, and they're what I do here. Is I like that push down, but still I feel like we need to break above this if we're going higher. Really would like to see it take that by more than just a tick. But you know, yesterday we were dancing around like this, and we never could get down and take round number, and then we continued up. So if we can get a fair value gap here, I will take it. We came back down to this. No breaker down here at all, but it looks like there was one. Maybe on a 1 second chart. 15 seconds didn't do it. So this is our breaker. I like this. We could just be going around number and straight back down, so keep that in mind. If that stays open, might be game on, at least to this one. I'm not going to put a bunch of sides on because I don't want to ruin my good day. But if it goes all the way back to settlement from here, which it could, a couple of micros will pay you plenty. Let's see how many points we're talking about there. Or even just back to the end wall. Yeah, it's right there. If we were to get in somewhere around here, that's 411 points. That's $800 on one micro with no risk. So I'll probably risk 2 if this stays open. 24. I really don't see any line in the sand we'd be going after unless we're just going to go here and pull back, or the quadrants. We may work the quadrants all the way back up. It may not be a straight run up. We may come back down to this quadrant too. But I will take this one right here if it's respected, if it stays open. I want this candle to finish. Halfway point so far, looking good. 25 more seconds to rip back down to the floor. All right, we finished. We stayed above. I'm going to try it. But I'm just going to buy, I'm going to do two. I'm just going to do a market buy. This was our reversal point before. This is all on a 15-minute chart. So going back up to there, could be a possibility. Let's see. That's 3. That's 553. Where's settlement? 700. That's middle of the range right there. 553. We'll be right there on that hump. I like that. Looks like I'm going to get stopped out though, because we are not respecting that thing anymore. We came back down to the lower side of the quadrant, which I was thinking we could possibly do that if we do continue up here. We get much lower than that, I'm going to kill it. That's my stop at $500 loss right there. Well, that PD array failed so far, unless it's reacting off of this right here. I've seen that happen where we don't have a breaker, but it acts like it and it respects it. So in that case, it would be this fair value gap that we're working off of. But also remember, my hypo was that we would try to double tap these lows. So that's still a possibility. Let's see how it reacts around that one. If it pushes through it, boop, $100 loss, no doubt. $200 loss is what it's looking like now. Man, I got in at a beautiful spot, didn't I? I mean, that was a good entry. But to be down already in 4 minutes, about 3 minutes, because I got in on this candle. 3 minutes to be down $200 on two freaking micros. That's a big push. The 50-point move down. Yeah, my entry was actually in a pretty good spot. 289. It's not bad. But yeah, this is looking like a liquidity run to me. We don't need to look at that right now. We need to focus on this guy. Back to the bottom. Okay. Continue up for me. So somewhere in this little thing, this green candle right here is acting as the breaker, even though we didn't make a new low. And so this would be our fair value gap to the upside, but I don't know. Maybe I should have taken that opportunity to get the heck out. I don't like that big pullback there. We just worked into this volume imbalance there. That wick pulled straight back. Worked into the bottom part of that gap. Yeah, I'm going to take this one off. I don't like the way it looks. I mean, I think we could possibly still go higher. Let's see what happens when it takes that wick. Not. I don't know. I'm not impressed with the move down after that wick. I figure if we were going to go down, we would go down pretty rapidly after that. And we just revisited around, 50, which is a psych level. If we can stay above 50, this could go. It could go. But I still feel like we need to double tap this. So I am very cautious with what happens next. What I should do, just to preserve my P&L, is wait for that other breaker to revalidate the 1 minute up here. But it's you can see that's a shift in market structure. We came back down to it. Doesn't mean it's going to remain. Doesn't mean it's going to hold. Yeah, there we go. Now that's the kind of push down I would have expected if we were gonna, if that wick was working as an exhaustion wick to the upside. Yeah, we need to double tap those. All right, so I lost $250 on 2 freaking micros. Isn't that wonderful? 2 micros. You think you can't make money on micros? In this market, you can. You can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money. So my $800 day is now sitting about a $600 day. See you next time, Jamie. I think this is double tapping into here, possibly working into this fair value gap is our move. If we're going to get a reversal to the upside, that's where it's going to happen. But we really need to work a little further into this fair value gap. I would like to see it come down here and respect it, but I would be okay with it just working into this first quadrant and then putting up a reversal pattern. That would be fine with me. So we don't have a breaker anywhere but way up here. And that actually inverted it right there. That wick up inverted it. Right there. I've seen it invert these breakers like this, and it'll do it to the tick. See how that one did it? So coming back up and touching the bottom of it and then continuing down is a possibility. I'm not going to trade it, but I just wanted to watch it. So now we have fair value gaps, zippity doo-dah, rip to the floor with me in along. I got in at 89. That was a good entry. 89, and it ripped down 49 points, 50 points in the blink of an eye. Make a new low. I want this breaker right here. Make a new low here. Keep in mind the reversal may not happen because it is after lunch, and if the market hasn't reversed by lunch, it probably won't. But if it is going to, it's going to be right there. Make a new low. We got a new low. I need to get this long out of my head because it's the type of thing I could lose my butt trying to get along here. But if we validate, I will be going long. We don't really have a fair value gap there to work with yet. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah, put one up. We got a volume imbalance to the upside. I like that. Come on. Show me some fair value gap. Yeah, I like. Can we stay open? This little section right there could actually be viewed by the algorithm as a fair value gap, even though it's not one, because it's two imbalances. And when you have a gap, you include the imbalance. So I'm going to mark it, but I'm just going to label it as an imbalance. And just see if the market respects it. Oh, I left a C off. Imbalance. Imbalance. If it respects it, and respects this breaker, I might jump in. We need 2 candles to finish. This will be the respect candle here. I'm going to try it. So we need 2 at 30. Uh-oh. Missed it. Missed it. I didn't get that. I didn't get it in there in time. We didn't work through the lower one there. Maybe I can try to get in at like 35 or 36. That's 40. We could come all the way back down to the breaker too. That's at 22. Okay, I'm filled. Now let's hope we don't fall out of bed, and I'm going to aim for that high point right there. I'm not going to leave that much risk on. I can guarantee you that. Just put it right there at the lows. All right, let's see how this one pans out, boys, girls, everybody watching. If this one works out, folks, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a really, really long one. I don't expect it to go anywhere quick. I expect it to come up and start working these quadrants. Maybe come here, halfway down, go to that one. And that's if it works out. I would expect it to be kind of a high resistance situation. I'm going to change the name of the stream to AM and PM. Because we're working into the PM hour now. This is actually, we had that volume imbalance. We have one here and there. And so this, including the volume imbalances, is our fair value gap above the breaker. Right there. You got to include them. And so we wicked into it. We're doing work there. We have not pulled away significantly, but we do have one entering anywhere in that fair value gap, although it's rather large, would be a good upside move. And if you use small size, you can get below this fair value gap pretty easily with a nice little stop loss. Now, if it works down any lower, like it takes out that candle right here, I want to add in that situation, but I still want candle bodies respecting the fair value gap. It's actually, we include the imbalance, so go there. And this one's already been worked, so I can actually kind of wish I would have added there. I'll just leave the 3 on for now. If I see another spot that looks like a good add spot, because if I add here, I'm buying at the top of the range. I would want to buy in the bottom of the range. But I don't think I'll get another opportunity here, so I'll just take it off for now. If it falls out of bed, one thing I am going to do is move the candle that created the fair value gap is right here. I'm going to move it below that one, that little wick right there at 29. And just take off some of the risk. I could still very easily lose this trade, but I'm liking it. So now we've pushed away from this consolidation We did a little fair value gap action there. Hopefully this one will be, and it'll take that wick. But I don't expect it to start ripping. If we can get through this 75% quadrant there, that'll be good. Then we can start dancing in the middle of this one, and that'll be even gooder. Because if you really think about it, on a higher time frame, we've only offered that we had no business conducted in this gap at all, none, in the New York session, the session with the most activity. We had none. Well, today we did work through it, but we mainly offered sell side through it. So now we need to go back through it and offer some buy side. That's the hypo behind it. We'll see if it works out. I think I'm going to go ahead and go to break even, because if we come back down this far again, we're going to fall out of bed. So I'm just going to put it at break even. I like it. I do like it. I don't know why that line is there, so I'm going to get rid of it. These right here could possibly be the target. Maybe we go down from there. One of ICT's videos I watched at one point said the 15-minute candle prior to lunch. So it would be this one. If we're having a directional day, it'll take that high and then continue on its direction. And so far it has been a directional day. But I've also seen that scenario not work many times. We're taking this one now. Possible pullback there. Looks like we're not really interested in pulling back. I got my $250 back just now. I'm up 300 on this position. So there's our first quadrant there. We can invert that sucker, push into it without coming back down to the first quadrant, we'll be good. I'm going to see if there's a possibility to add here. Maybe if we go to half this thing here, that would get us at 91. I'm going to try it at round number. I'm going to add one more into this mix at round number. It's crappy that it missed my fill earlier. Middle of this thing would be the better spot. Yeah, I'll pull it down to the middle. I'll go to 92. Or I'll do that wick test right there. That's 99. Right now, my max position size is 4 contracts, and I've only got 3 on, so I'm kind of leaving some money on the table. So I would like to, add one more. And this looks like a pretty decent spot, but we've made a fair value gap, worked into it, and here we go again. It came to 302. I'm at 299. I'm going to get it right on that blue line. I'm just going to add it right there. Right there on the blue line. 17. Surely we'll touch it again. Yeah. Okay, now I got my full size on. Let's see where this bad boy goes. Half of the gap would be really, really nice. But I'm hoping it goes a lot further than that. You see, adding that one contract in move my stop. Just based on our fair value gap when we pulled away here, I can 260. Hell, my entry's at 264 now with that addition. Just one micro, and it moved my entry all the way up there. This thing's growing some legs, fellas. I'm liking it. grabbed a hold of it. You lock that thing into place. If I can get this up to 1,500, my combines are going to be funded. This one won't, because I screwed off on it, but it'll have 2 max profit days in a row. And then this one's getting close. It's at 1,100 now. So it'll auto liquidate, and I have 2 more combines funded, and I can start doing some trade copying. If it goes there. Right now, the way my luck's been going, I could get stopped out at $21. These 2 are definitely a target. I don't want to get in, out, but to me that looks like a spot where we could potentially reverse. And so maybe I should go ahead and take off profit there, and then if I get an opportunity to enter again here, go ahead and take it. So that would be 372, I think, is the high on those, the highest point. Yeah, 372.25. Yeah, 72.25. I am going to take it there and then try to get an opportunity to enter right there again for a push to this one. Hopefully that would be middle of the range, but if we're having a directional day, we'll take this high and continue down. I'll just put it right there. If we get a pullback before taking those highs, I'm going to add one more. If we can get back down to the blue line here, that's at 17. That's a 40-point rip. I should have sold and rebought there, but you never have a guarantee you're going to be able to get back in. My stop would have to be way down there. This is where we consolidated for an hour and a half earlier, however long that was. Let's look at the 30-minute candles. Yeah. A full 30 minutes there and then another 30 minutes there where we consolidated in this area. So I'd really like to see us get above it. What's that candle high? 70 quarter. I'm at 71.75 here. Since we're doing the pullback now, I don't think I'm going to take my profit there. I would top of the gap would be a good place. But this is a fair value gap to the downside as well. A bissy. Oh my gosh. We coming all the way back down to the lower quadrant? Man, I should have taken my profit up there. We didn't want those highs. Son of a gun. Isn't that wonderful, guys? That is absolutely beautiful. All the way back down to here. I sure should have taken some profit up there, but we're definitely going there. I mean, it's like 99.99%. So we're back to the fair value gap from this consolidation. I'm buying more right here. I should have just left my stop there. I'm going to get in on 4. Right at that baseline, 67, hopefully. I think it already got there. Oh, it got me before I got it moved. So, yeah, we could come all the way down to the breaker here, in which case I'm going to lose money. I should have just moved my stop, I guess, but who's going to in a move like that? First fair value gap after the breaker. Really need to see this respected or I've got to kill this trade. Man, I was on top of the world there, and then look at this. That little volume imbalance right there just got worked. Took out these lows. Please go back to the moon. I've got to take this off. I don't have any choice. It's probably going to go back up, but if it rips lower, I'm going to lose everything I've made today. So I'm taking it off. I'm going to wait for confirmation that we're going back up, because I do believe we are. So we go up, 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 rip. The breaker is a possible good entry spot. All the way back down. What would we need to get in another up move here? We've left liquidity above. So yeah, I'm looking to get in on another long. I wish I would have done it down here instead of at that blue line. But it's still manageable. I'd like to touch that breaker to the tick and reject with a fair value gap to the upside, or respect this and fair value gap to the upside. I would be okay with either of those scenarios for another long. But I think when it goes, it's going to go like this. If it goes, it's going to go like that. I mean, that is a crazy freaking drop in 4 minutes. Who would have thought? $90-point rip in 4 minutes. 96, now almost 100 points. Man, Man, I wish I would have had a little foresight to take my profit at least. I thought we were going here and then back up, but no, no. Anywhere along the way, I could have grabbed $400 there. Get down there and touch it. This is that set of volume imbalances that I marked out earlier that I thought the market might be viewing as a fair value gap. And I think we just touched it to the freaking tick. No, we got through it. So we took out that low right there. I would be okay entering along here if we get, I mean, that looks like an exhaustion wick to me. So I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna let it prove to me that it wants to go up from here. And then I'm gonna take one. Did we take that wick right there? $22725. Touch that breaker to the freaking tick. That's a frustrating thing about trading, guys, is I'm already counting my money. I'm looking at, oh, how much money can I withdraw out of this thing? And then we get ripped. And I was thinking, I should probably lock some of this in because I need it. And then this happens. I think it's going to respect this. I'm going to put it right there at 32. We'll know quick. We will know quickly. Might just ruin my day. We should not come back down here. So I'm taking my risk off. If we come back down, trade's not viable anyway. Maybe I should just be happy with a base hit, take my $100. I did lose 200 on that other trade. Look at how we respected those volume imbalances there for now. I hope we continue to do so. Some guy with very deep pockets wanted to buy down there. That's what I call the telephone call. We ran those highs, we could continue lower from here. But the telephone call would be the breaker. And then somebody said, hey, I missed the call. I didn't. And so they said, okay, we'll give you one more op. And they bring it back down again for him to get in again. But I used to call it the telephone call and say, yeah, they can't very well call everybody with billions and billions of dollars in the market and say, hey, we're about to rip all these retail guys a new one. Place your bets. And so that's how they do it, is they give that little signal right there. I don't like that we're not moving higher from here. I think I may go ahead and take it off. Just, I don't have any risk on it. The only thing I'm risking is the current P&L. And after just getting ripped, I'm really wanting to preserve my P&L. If it invalidates this breaker, I'll go short again. We're aiming for lower fruit. I was just about to take that off, guys. And if it doesn't continue up after it pops that high right there, I'm going to. It's high resistance garbage. If this goes to the, if it goes anywhere, but if it could go here, that's 463. I think at very least we could go to the middle of this thing, because this is definitely a return to the breaker. I just don't know if it's going to materialize in more upside or not, but I sure hope it goes up just as rapidly as it came down just now. Man, that was a barn burning son of a... It's got potential to continue up here. We got the fair value gap forming now. Oh, it filled it in. Spoke too soon. On a smaller time frame, we would have a fair value gap forming, but spoke too soon. We went back to the bottom of the gap. We could fall out of bed right here. Came down, took that liquidity. High resistance, son of a gun. The time of day is wrong for this reversal. We need 8 more minutes to pass, and then it would be right at perfect time. I like to see it happen at 1:30. But if it's now, I'll take it. New high, come on. This is the original fair value gap from the breaker right here. That's what we're working in. We did pass through it and went down to that volume imbalance. Man, we have a volume imbalance here. We could just be reaching for it and then drop out of bed again. Don't know. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. From a 15-minute chart perspective, we have all those highs up there and they are ripe for the picking. I actually got a better entry because my other one, even I got stopped out at break even after being up $800 freaking. I wish I would have just locked that out. But who was going to see that? I was thinking it could happen, but I didn't really think it would happen. But what seemed like a horrible deal, this is actually a better entry because I was in at 67, I think, after getting 5 contracts on. Now I've got all 4 working for me this entire way up. So I'll be back to that $800 mark pretty quick if it continues up. And I do believe it will. The question is, do I take profit here? Or are we going to touch this breaker to the downside right here and continue down? We didn't run any liquidity when we came up, so I don't really see that as a valid breaker. It's also not at a reversal point, so I don't see it as a valid breaker. I think we're going to be okay. I think if we take those, that we're going to see a little pullback. So I'm going to go ahead and take profit there instead of waiting for this, because we could see some pullback. So I'm going to try to take profit right there at 71.25, and then we'll see what happens next. This is at that breaker right here. If the market's going to refer to that as a breaker, we're touching it. We need to push through that in a hurry. Don't do the dance. Don't make me nervous again. Don't you do it again. Go get those highs. I somehow lost $300 in there, and I don't remember taking that trade. Oh yeah, I got the 4 in at the bottom of this line, and when I killed it, that cost me $250. So I really need a little bit more money than just this, but I'll take whatever I can get. What I'd like to see is we push through those highs and then give a little pullback. And then more upside. I'd like to see us go all the way through this gap. I just don't know if I want to leave this on the risk after that big rip we just had. Filling in that fair value gap is definitely a possibility. I mean, if we get to here, could we get to 400 without a pullback? I don't know. So that would definitely fund my combines if we can get there. I'm putting more profit in the bank on this one. Let's see, $500 is at $295. $295 would be right at the base of that candle right there. So that's a fair value gap away. That's actually a good spot. One PD array away. It would have to violate that fair value gap in order to stop me out. That last one was just poor trade management on my part. I should have been trailing my stop a little bit there. Because we were going, I mean, we were going up. It was relatively high resistance, but, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. but trailing my stop behind these fair value gaps would have been a smarter thing to do. And that way, when it did come down, I would have at least captured some profit. Still learning, still learning. I don't know if I'll ever get this learned. I'm liking it. I still think it would be wise to take profit here and then see if I can find another place to enter. Even though, because of my snafu down at the bottom, that's not going to be enough. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add one more right here, and I may regret it. Will that get me there? 1177 plus 324. It's going to be real close to 1500. Let's try one more. Now that'll get me there for sure. Come on. You can do it, NASDAQ. You're the little contract that could. Just pop them. One big candle, pop those highs. Jiminy Christmas. Gotta go run some stops. $27 ripped down. Let's see. And 21 points. It's better than what we were doing this morning. We're almost to that one. We're just taking one and then pulling back. And then one more, pull it back. Those are equal now, so it's a really good possibility we could blow through these right here. Or I could get stopped out. again. Blow through them. We took that one. Now we got to pull back a little bit. We'll have to take that one and pull back a little bit. Just blow through them all. Come on. Get me my dadgum money. There's 50% of the gap. Blew through that one. Now we got to pull back a little bit. Come on, get that last wick. You think it'll push through by more than a tick? Like it did that one, maybe 5 points. Why won't that move? Oh, because I'm on this one. I'm following on this one. I think it's above 15 now. So I could kill it. I'm gonna move this one up just a little. So I think it'll blow through it by more than a tick. But maybe not. It already did it right there. That was the tick. Oh, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. No, no. Volume imbalance. Volume imbalance. 27. I'm at 35. I'm at that volume imbalance. Man, I wish I would have just taken them off. Now I gotta sweat it. I'm gonna take them off here. I'm just gonna take them off. $4.15 is our next quadrant. This is no longer in play. I'm getting rid of it. I'll leave it. Let's let this candle finish. If it doesn't make a new high, I'm killing it. "13 seconds. You got to make a new high here." It won't pop it. It won't pop it. All right, those got it. And that one's at 51.42. Did this one get there? Yes. 53. We're funded. And this one? Yep, we're funded. That's awesome. I think this one's got some more potential for upside, but I think we're going to pull back a little bit first. I'm going to put on one more at 37. I'm just only going to risk 50 bucks. $3.20 seems like a good round number. All right. Let's see if it'll get there. If we go above this, I will maybe move it to the halfway point. Yep, impatience kept me from making max. So I got two more funded, one more in the works, and I've got this one to the point where I can take a payout. I'm going to put it at 46. Just right there at the base of that consolidation. There's a volume imbalance here and here. So that would actually be considered a fair value gap with volume imbalances. And so far we've respected it. But the bottom of that consolidation would be a great place to get into a long, if we get an opportunity. Whatever this ends up doing, I'm taking a payout today. Yeah, I could get $1,800 right now. Or I could possibly add to it if we come and fill me right here. I'm gonna let it pan out, see if it'll fill me and then go to the top of this gap. That'll be an extra 150 bucks I could pull out. That'd be $400 to the top of the gap. On one micro, it'd be 140 points, roughly 150 points. So that's $300. 150 bucks I could take out. Y'all just have to watch your own charts to see how it pans out, because I'm going to end the live stream, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I have not been a successful trader in all of these years I've been doing it up until just very, very recently. So if you're struggling, keep working it. Don't give up. You can have success. It just, there's no substitute for chart time. What happened? I don't know why it's on there and not on my chart. Oh, it's showing my chart. So it is pushing a little lower than I expected. So I may get stopped out here. We're inverting that fair value gap. So a better entry may be right here at that quadrant. If we don't have an immediate rebalance here, I'm going to kill it. An immediate rebalance with this candle would fall just all the way green again. So we're just going back to 50 and going to offer lower. So I'm going to kill it. Right in this area would be a good spot, I think. It may go up from here. I don't like the way the price action is doing right now, and I feel like I could lose some money if I keep going. So I'm going to call it for the day, guys. I'm calling it. Talk to y'all next time.